And we are live. We're live, Jeremy.
Well, to be honest, I never died. Not that there hasn't been threats of that by numerous individuals, and not that those threats haven't been recorded and are being used in court. Not that the FBI isn't involved now, even to the point of being at somebody's home today. But yeah, we are live. We got a lot to cover, don't we?
You've also never claimed that your mom died but didn't die.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. I never claimed that I'm a lawyer, but I'm not a lawyer either. So, you got that going on. I never claimed to have teeth, but not have teeth. We got that covered as well.
We also never claimed to be looking like Muppets, but we're proud of our Muppet characters.
It's time to get things started. It's time to light the lights. Da 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 on the Muppet Show tonight. Wow!
Happy Sunday Fun Day, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly Sunday live stream where we get to hang out with you guys. Read your comments in the live chat if you're tuning in real time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'm coming to you live from Otter Creek, Florida, and Jeremy's coming to you live from Hale's headquarters up north in Ohio. And he usually likes to start the live off with a song.
I think maybe we blend in, especially with things that have been going on behind the scenes, that some of which we're going to reveal tonight, and maybe a shock to a lot of different people, but also blending in some of the things that have happened in the past. Like Crook going to county jail. You know.
Oh, didn't he have lice before he went to jail?
Say what now?
The whole family had lice before they went to jail.
That's true. They're robbing people with their GoFunds. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Committing perjury. Wait, is that perjury or perjury? Convising? Why is it that the entire what the Hale's ecosystem can't spell? I thought that was our joke. I thought read, not spelling.
Can't read, can't math.
Always stealing our jokes, aren't they? Committing perjury, a ton. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Now Johnny Crook's in county jail. I hear a line that's becoming a known. I wonder if he's thinking, what the hells? Remember when they took him off to county jail and he was in the cop car and he was like, this is going to be all over YouTube tonight. Well, they fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. John Crook's obsessed with my funds. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Watching these cons is so fun. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Now Johnny Crook's in county jail. I hear like that's becoming a nun. Wait, did they give you certificates for that online as well? I wonder if he's thinking, what the hells? Well, they fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. They're selling chickens now. They got done. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Begging for money from a GoFund. They fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won. Now Johnny Crook's in county jail. I hear like that's becoming a nun. I wonder if he's thinking, what the hell? Well, they fought the law and the law won. They fought the law and the law won.
There's someone else that's obsessed with your buns.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about you, but you are correct.
It's not me. It is not me.
Oh, who's the other person obsessed with? Oh, yeah. Paint chips. Yeah. Well, he's got himself in a world of hurt right now. That's for sure. So,
woo.
Wow.
Check out my shirt. It says, "What the duck?
What the duck?" Check out my shirt.
And then the back, keep fighting the good fight. And then the back says,
Duck around and find out.
We're
All
gonna
right.
be auctioning off this shirt after our auction tonight and whatnot. And she's got a black one that she's gonna be sporting tonight.
And you and I will both be in the auction tonight. So we are going to simulcast. We're going to have a ton of fun tonight. And we're going to be running the auction from both Florida and Ohio. But
Yes.
we've got a tremendous amount to actually cover this evening. And as the title suggests, the FBI is very hands-on involved in this case right now. We're going to touch base on a little bit more later. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes that have never been disclosed, and to the point where agents have actually been to homes and locations and compiling not just state criminal evidence, federal criminal evidence, that all in this ecosystem that are named in this multiple lawsuits, which now there's even an additional one with huge impacting countersuits coming forward, which really saved me time and money having to pay Randy to add her to federal case number 2. Now we just get to go full blown at it. It was happening regardless, the aspect of what has happened. But we'll get into more of the federal aspect and in just a little bit. But I know I've been working around the clock. You've been working around the clock. And I think you've prepared some stuff that you really want to touch base on tonight.
So I ran out of time, but I do want to touch base on stuff and then maybe continue and pick up where we leave off tonight next week.
Okay.
But
can you do super chats too? Because I know if I go live with you on the laptop and then we use StreamYard echoing cancellation, they always complain that the audio is horrible. So tonight I decided to I decided to go from the phone. I did see Just J Hip say, "Hey, can I get one out of those get out of jail free cards?" I think there's 200 of them up for purchase tonight, Jay. So there's a good chance.
Rosalind Duke got hers.
Did she buy one for real?
She was one of she was one of the first 50 that purchased a get free out of jail card.
Okay, before you get into everything that you want to tackle, I want to be clear. Christian and Patience did not pick up mail today, so I don't have any mail. And I do want to have a serious moment, and there's going to be quite a few serious moments tonight. But I do want to have a serious moment that I think George and I hearts are overwhelmed with the beauty of solidarity and support from individuals taking a joke and muppetizing everything. And it's been heartwarming, and we thank you.
And I think that's why our community, I think that's why we're both attracted to our community and our community is attracted to us, because we all have a sense of humor. A sense of humors.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we love Megan Fox. While we've never met her in person, we love watching her. That's one of the reasons why we love watching that Umbrella guy. Why we've never met him in person. That's one of the reasons why we like watching Just J Hip. Why we've never met him in person. One of the reasons why we like watching Shizzy. We've never met him in person. So Shizzy Wiznut, just so I'm clear. These individuals understand humor and sarcasm. And I think George and I have been attracted to each other from the get-go. It wasn't physical looks. And I'm not saying George isn't gorgeous.
Well, physical. Number one was physical attraction. Physical attraction is there.
That got us the first date.
But what really reeled it in was the sense of humor. Because if Jeremy didn't have a sense of humor, and if he didn't make me laugh, or if he didn't laugh at my jokes, I would have ghosted him.
Yep.
Hashtag true story. So yeah, it was sense of humor. You have to be compatible with someone that gets your sense of humor. Otherwise, it's just a dry, boring relationship, right? And I think that's why Deanna and I get along so well, is because she gets our sense of humor And her and I crack each other up. Her and I crack each other up, and that's what makes our day go by. Like, even when her and I are stressed out, we somehow we make each other laugh, and we find humor in our day. Because if you don't find humor in your day, you're just going to be miserable, crying all the time. And I think that's why there has been tears, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. And I think I was clear last Sunday that you were crying, and I will give some of an update tonight in regards to Ohio court, because this is huge what's coming. That you were crying the entire time in the lawyer's office in the conference room up until the day afterwards as well. And it is not as if we just get on camera and this is all some big funny joke. We laugh at it on camera, but this is very stressful. Very stressful.
Absolutely. We've never denied that it's stressful. It's absolutely stressful.
And Crook even made a post, and I got to pull up the legal journal. We have every screenshot of everything. Crook even made a post this week stating, and I want to make sure John didn't think it does good or don't want to say for court. All right, I want to make sure I quote him to the T. I got to look through the legal journal for court and what the FBI took. 1 second. And geez, there's so much. Like, this is just okay.
Well, we have years and years and years and years of evidence.
Well, this is this week. I'm just going through this week through the legal journal for court. And let me find it. I know it's here. Basically, what he said was, we are winning on the stress front, that we are causing stress in their lives. And do you understand the mega implications of that in court?
Well, we told the Ohio judge that they have put emotional stress on us. And that was one of the many reasons why the judge in Ohio granted the civil protection orders, because of their actions and them admitting to their actions in the Ohio courts. There is no, every exhibit we displayed in court, whether it was the initial hearing for the civil protection order and the contempt hearing, they've admitted to the exhibits. Or had no comment or no evidence.
Oh, here it is. Wait, hold a second. States thank you for living. No, wait, hold a second. That's Lynette. Let me find the one from Crook. You can keep going.
Okay. Michelle Hopper's been a member for 32 months. Wowzers, Michelle.
If I'm not mistaken, I think she just booked the B&Bs. Maybe I saw that name. I think I saw it come through. I might be wrong. I apologize, Michelle, if I'm wrong.
Harriet Williams has also been a member for 32 months and says, your humor is like mine, and that's why I love you both. And the others, what the hell's members? Harriet, I'm almost positive you're the one who created the 2-inch pipe keychains, and I brought them back down to Florida with me from Ohio.
Yeah, you did.
So I haven't decided what I want to do with those yet, but they're here, Harriet. I'm almost 100%, 99.9% sure Harriet did it. Mary Norris says, George, don't forget to water your garden.
Somebody watched the members only today.
Yeah, there was, if you're top tier member, we did release a members only pre-recorded video giving you guys an update on what's going on here at the schoolhouse. The fluffy butts, and then Dee did something that she's been wanting to do forever, and it happened in today's video.
You know, there's so much, I'm not even going to look for it anymore. Our legal team, both North and South, already have it. But yeah, the aspect that Crook is literally bragging in chats, the aspect that criminal charges, massive criminal charges are coming. I can never, ever 100% guarantee. What I can guarantee is the FBI is very heavily involved right now in regards to not only state
Thanks, Mitchell.
criminal charges, but federal criminal charges, to the point where there were visits even today. And everybody in this is implicated, whether reposting, rebroadcasting, commenting, pushing it, promoting it, and there are some major things coming down the pipeline. Major things. All right, what do you want to hit? You want me to talk about Ohio court, or you want to jump in?
You froze on me, Jeremy.
I'm not there anymore.
There you are. You're back. You're back. You're back. We're getting a ton of super chats, and I apologize if we didn't get any of them, but thank you to everyone that has sent a super chat so far. I see Lori sent one. Thank you so much for that super chat. Michelle, we've got Sister Sal. A bunch of memberships have been gifted. Rickles donated. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. We appreciate the support. And we truly appreciate those. Yeah, we appreciate those that have stuck around with us, because a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, this isn't why I subscribe to your channel," right? A lot of people are like, "We subscribe to your channel because we loved the fun employed aspect, we loved the treasure hunt aspect," which is what I wanted to address tonight, of kind of like a brief timeline of when the channel was launched, what it used to be called, when we did the official channel name change, and so.
And we are going to get into Ohio court and federal court, but go for it. Do your thing.
So if you know how to navigate YouTube, you can go to the About section of any channel, and it specifically states when the YouTube channel was created or when the account was created. The moment you create a YouTube account, it's technically a channel until you upload a video. Anyone can upload a video, and then it becomes, your account automatically becomes a channel, right? So What the Hale's YouTube channel, Jeremy created June 26th of 2017. Now, him and I didn't know each other back then, and it was formerly known as HJH Adventures. So
don't remind me.
A lot of you OG followers know exactly what the name of the channel was. You guys know before it became What the Hales, right? And the types of videos that you would vlog. You would do life adventure vlogs, and mainly camping hacks.
Until I did my first storage unit, which I've done my whole entire life, and everybody wanted to see that. And I was like, why in the world would anybody want to watch this? And I was like, okay. So,
and again, if you know how to navigate YouTube, there's a way where you can look to see, you can filter the videos on on anybody's YouTube channel and look to see, and you can filter it from oldest to newest. If you click on oldest, it'll take you straight back to the camping hacks. So there's a couple videos in there. Now, come fast forward 2018, Jeremy introduces me to the channel. And we release a video, and it's literally titled "Who is George?"
Who's George? Yeah,
which is ironic because there was a paid for hire journalist who had no idea who George was.
Who's George? Who's George? Well, let's be clear. This video,
but who's this story? But who's George? Right?
Let's be clear. This wasn't a hired journalist. This is a hired online harasser, and there's a big difference. And so a hired online harasser has to ask the question, who's George?
Who's George? Do the work for me. So that was September 5th of 2018. It was an introduction vlog of one of our dates. Because when we first met, I was kind of weary about being on camera or being online. I was like, I don't know. So then finally I gave in. And prior to that, you were record our dates, but you didn't put it out on YouTube. So we still vlogged our adventures, but it was more of a private vlog for us. But then eventually you released it. So then fast forward, the official channel name change is when we released What the Hales merch. And that was December 1st of 2018.
Is that when we hit? Did we hit like 10,000 subscribers then? Is that when we said we're going to do the name change?
Yeah. there were a couple milestones. We hit 10,000 subscribers or followers, whatever you want to call them. And then that's when we did the official channel name change. And then we introduced What the Hale's merch. And so, but Jeremy and I, let's rewind a little bit more. I mentioned that September 5th was an introduction to me on the channel. However, Jeremy and I met end of July of 2018. And you took like a hiatus of 5 to 6 months of not making any type of videos or recording your adventure vlogs during that time.
By the way, it was July 27th, 2018, Buffalo Wild Wings, Medina, Ohio, booth 86.
Yes.
Just in case anybody was wondering.
So when you started to vlog your life again and your adventures again, the types of videos that you released in 2018, and you can see all this on the channel. The dates don't lie. Everything is in order. The types of adventure vlog videos of your life were abandoned storage units, whether it was at an auction or mystery unboxings. We did breaking into safes. There's videos on there where you're breaking into a safe and then
you remember we did the
coins.
breaking into the safe the very first Thanksgiving we spent together, and that's what we did for Thanksgiving. Which, by the way, anybody watching and you're texting me right now because you have my personal number, which there are those that are texting like right now going, what's going on? I cannot answer your text until after midnight tonight. I'm on my phone right now. I can't jump off the live, nor am I going to. And then I have to jump into a very long auction after this as well. So I will not be able to respond to anybody until after midnight.
So you did your very first cashing in coins because you took all the quarters from the washer and dryer at one of your properties and you went and cashed it in. And
remember that. Wow.
And what we did was we just vlogged our lives. We vlog our life adventures.
Yeah.
Okay. And if for those of you that don't know what the term vlog is, it's basically video. It's your life, it's your memories on video. It's a video log, a vlog. So then fast forward to 2019. And I remember 2019 specifically because that's when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that's when we started sharing my breast cancer journey. But we talk about the multiple surgeries I had to go undergo, the biopsies and the radiation treatments. And guess who didn't start a GoFundMe account?
Well, we definitely didn't. And as a matter of fact, we even went back and forth. Are we going to share this? Are we not? And you finally came to the conclusion that this could encourage others to go to doctor's appointments. It could be an encouragement for those that are battling cancer right now. And so you ultimately decided that your life story could help others and that you wanted to share it.
Yes. So not only did my breast cancer awareness bring awareness to both men and female, because it could affect both male and female, it prompted a lot of our viewers that hate going to the doctors, going to get regular checkups, or to at least go get a checkup. And so the amount of support that we got, or stories that we received, or feedback that we got, like, thank you so much for bringing this awareness. I went and got checked. And so that, God put it on my heart to share our journey, to bring awareness to people, right? Never once did we ever try and grift or start a GoFundMe or anything like that, because Lynette has a history of starting GoFundMes for years and years and years and asking for money for everything.
You mean Ruby? You mean Alexis? You know what is extremely concerning to me? That these people with multiple personality disorders, going by all these different names, Alexis is a common name shared between a couple of them.
Michelle is.
And Alexis.
Yeah.
And Alexis.
Okay, so let's see. So we talked about, and the types of videos in 2019, the types of videos that we vlogged were abandoned storage units at the auction. We did the mystery unboxing of the contents of inside the unit. We did cashing in coins. If you guys remember, the second cashing in coins video that Jeremy and I ever did literally landed on $1,234.56. It was so crazy. And the machine was spitting out like foreign coins and coins that were bent up. And it literally landed at 1, 2, 3, 4.56. It was the craziest. It was the craziest video, but it was so much fun. And then we also did thrifting videos. We did estate sale videos. We did breaking into safes. We did our very first Restorage the Love. Remember, we were out in Norwalk, I think, and the guy wanted his unit back. And then you met up with his brother later and you gave him certain items that he wanted. That was the very first Restorage the Unit, Love unit that we gave back. He didn't want all of it. He only wanted certain things out of it. And you met with his brother to give it to him because he was looking for specific items and we still needed to sort through everything. But he showed up at the auction and we have him on film. So that was the very first Restorage Love. We did, not only did we do estate sales, but we also did real estate. I bid on the empty lot next to one of your rentals.
Yeah.
We did gift cards. We took gift cards that we found in storage units and we called to see if it had money. And then we did challenges that way. We've done cash giveaways. We've done my cancer journey. And then that's when you got the warehouse in Wooster. You've done videos on that and just other random life adventure vlogs. That's what we did. We vlogged our lives. So fast forward to 2020, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And so we shared that journey as well. My multiple appointments, my surgery. And guess who didn't start a GoFundMe for my thyroid cancer?
I'm going to guess we didn't.
We didn't. Because that's not something that we were willing to grift off. We wanted to spread awareness. And again, not only thyroid cancer affects both male and female, both men and women. And the amount of support that we got, whether it was sharing stories or saying, hey, thank you so much for bringing awareness to this. I too went to my doctor. Turns out I also have cancer, but it's at an early stage and they're gonna do surgery. Or, they're keeping an eye on it, whatever the story was, it was just an overwhelming amount of response.
We still get it to this day. Because the videos are forever. We still get it to this day.
Yes, we have people binge watching our old videos because we get new viewers all the time and they go back and binge watch and watch a lot of our videos. So the types of videos that we were releasing in 2020 were the coin pushers. We introduced the coin pushers in 2020, which were amazing. Abandoned storage unit auctions, which is the foundation of our channel, mystery unboxing, cashing in the coins. We did a little bit of thrifting. We did a little bit of estate sales, breaking into the safes, obviously. We did our hold on a sec. We got, hold on a sec. Real estate, I mentioned the gift cards. We did more cash giveaways, the cancer. And then this is when the landlord with the Wooster warehouse sued you along with the other tenants in the building.
Correct. But nobody ever likes to talk about the other tenants being sued. And she stole my trailer and she stole another tenant's box truck, but nobody talks about what she did to anybody else.
So the land
illegally locked us out, illegally shut off the utilities.
So even though she was the landlord, Jeremy went with her partner who provided the lease. And the lease specifically said, you need to write your check or send a payment to this account. Well, the landlord thought that she could just have Jeremy pay her directly cash. But it's like, no, the lease says this. I'm going to continue paying it to this.
Because if I did, I was breaking the lease.
You would be breaking the lease.
Therefore, she sued me. Yes. Yeah.
So she sued you and she sued 2 other tenants that were in the building, but we never discussed that. I mean, we may have briefly discussed it, but then what you did was you countersued her because she didn't take the appropriate steps to evict you or to at least give you notice that she was selling the building. What else? We did life adventure vlogs.
To be clear, because I know this is going to be something that people are going to go, well, he said in his deposition, he never sued Marilyn Raby. I didn't. I dropped it.
She sued you.
So she sued me. That went to court. While I filed countersuit, the lawsuit never went forward. It just kind of reminds me of, well, we'll get to that later. Let's keep going.
Okay. And then just random life adventure vlogs. Again, this is all on the channel. You can go from newest to oldest, oldest to newest. You'll see it all yourself. But some of the dates that I really want to pinpoint on in 2020 was that we released a video dated November 13th of 2020, where it's called The Previous Owner Died, where and I remember specifically, you went to the voting, you voted, and then we immediately got on the road
For
to
Florida,
drive down
yeah.
to Florida. And we brought our
stayed
camper down.
just to vote for the election. Yes.
Yes. And then we drove down. I had scheduled appointments with the listing real estate agents for the properties that we looked at, because we didn't have a real estate agent in Florida. I utilized whoever the listing agent was, made appointments with those listing agents to look at multiple properties. And our very first choice in Levy County was Cedar Key. And again, there's a video out there, and the dates don't lie. It's dated November 13th, 2020. It's called Previous Owner Died, where we looked at properties in Cedar Key because that was our first choice. We looked at the 70-acre ranch in Otter Creek, and then we looked at one other property, and I believe it fell like right on the border of Cedar Key and Chiefland, like right on that line. And so we talked about our cell reception service at all those locations, and they were horrible. Horrible. Cell reception was horrible. But the nice thing about the Otter Creek 70 acres was that the cell tower was on it. So that was like one of the biggest selling points for us. Not only did it have a ton of acreage of land because we wanted seclusion away from people, but the cell phone tower was a no-brainer for us. And then another specific date I want to pinpoint on December 9th.
Pause 1 second. You did say we wanted seclusion from people. And there are a lot of things that have happened to us that we've never disclosed. For example, when we had the warehouse in Wooster, an old senile man showed up wearing a what was the hat he was wearing?
Immigration.
Yeah, Immigration Patrol. And he was so senile and so messed up in the head. He asked for George, where's George? And then he told me he unveiled his plan was to kidnap George, pretending to be Immigration Patrol. And so that's just one example of things we've never shared before, of these freaks that come out of the woodwork when you put your life online. Never in a million years did we think freaks were going to lie to us and buy property across the street from us and defame us and constantly harass us with other freaks that found out about us online. All right.
Okay, so fast forward to December 9th of 2020. That date hit specific because we released a video. We released a video dated 12/9 of 2020 where we moved to Otter Creek. We made a decision on the property that we wanted, which ended up being the one with the cell tower because it had really good reception and because of the location. And you explain all of this in the video, okay? And we brought the camper down, and we basically came with nothing. And the whole point of coming down was to start all over and find everything from abandoned storage units that we get at auction. And so we stayed at the campground that was like right around the corner from the 70 acres called Shady Oaks and the abandoned ranch in Otter Creek. And again, we started recording our Florida adventure vlogs. So then fast forward in 2021. So we moved to Otter Creek end of 2020, December of 2020. December, I don't know, the first week of December, it's safe to say. Because the video was dated 12/9. So it's safe because we're always like a couple days ahead when we release the videos. Very rarely is it like same day. So fast forward to 2021 is when we were supposed to close in December, but things get pushed back. With real estate, things are always getting pushed back. So we ended up officially closing sometime in January. Mid-January is when you finally got the keys to the ranch. And there's a video out there that shows all of this. You went live. I was visiting friends in Florida and you went live because we finally got the keys. Yeah. And so those types of videos in 2021 was our very first reverse restorative love, where Liz Barnes' mom gave
Yeah.
us her storage unit because she was downsizing and didn't want it anymore. And so, and Leanne did the same thing with 2 storage units that belonged to her parents, and then a couple things in there that belonged to her.
Super fan Leanne.
Yes. And if you remember, Liz Barnes' mom's unit has the donut.
We still have the table.
We still have the table.
We use it every day.
We do. And I know Liz is in here. And so that was the very first time people reversed Restored to Love to us when we moved down to Florida. And so we did a couple coin pushers, and then Patience and Christian were doing coin pushers, and then we continued to do abandoned storage units at auction, the mystery unboxing, cashing in coins. We did flea markets. We did a little bit of estate sales, breaking into safes, obviously, gift cards. We did the $12,000 eye surgery giveaway. And then Patience and Christian were recording. They would update us and record like the Wooster warehouse update. So you would see, we would vlog those. They would vlog their adventure, and then we would we would combine it with our vlogs and then keep everybody up to date that way. And then just random life adventure vlogs. So it wasn't just one specific thing. If something happens in our life, especially a huge impact, we're gonna record it for documentation and for evidence, because the dates don't lie, and it's part of our vlogs. So if you insert yourself into our lives, whether it's good or bad, we're gonna record it, and we're gonna vlog it, and we're gonna include it on. It's our video memory archive, period. So that's where I left off. I haven't gotten into 22 yet, and I haven't gotten to 23 yet, 24, 25. So I do want to touch base about that next week. We can go over that next week.
But wait, don't you have some screenshots of text from Ruby to somebody? I mean, everybody knows who Ruby is, right?
So I'm not there yet because I still haven't read it.
Okay.
But yes, I do have screenshots, but there is one screenshot that I really want to share. But should I share it now or wait until?
Share it right now,
week?
and you can share it, and you'll share it again next week in your timeline.
Okay. So here's something that I found interesting, because when the signs, here's a little backstory. When the signs went up, they intentionally waited till we went back to Ohio to post the signs. Okay, because the whole purpose of buying property in Florida was because of my thyroid cancer and because I easily get cold.
Can we pause right there? Pause right there for 1 second. I just want to, I said there would be some serious moments. I see Dr. Crystal in the chat. First of all, Dr. Crystal, I miss seeing you. Okay. While all the craziness in Florida, you brought and do bring joy to our lives, and so does your family. And so whether it had been Brian, whether it had been Eric, you, your sister, your mom, sweet Grandma Gail, especially, and I've got to say this, as people have called, more me than George, called me racist, called me horrific things. And at night, I sit there and go, if I was on the other side of this, if it wasn't me being called all this, and I was with the person that was being called all this, would I stick by their side? And I don't know that I would, but this just screams the absolute sincere quality of these people like Dr. Crystal, who goes, I don't care what they're saying. I know who you really are, and you're my friend. And so, Dr. Crystal, as I saw her just in the chat, I want to say thank you for continuing to be our friend, despite some of the most hideous and horrible allegations made, and that your family feels like part of our family. And I apologize for interrupting, George. I just feel like that needed to be said.
Dr. Crystal, she says hello to everyone. Speaking of Dr. Crystal, I've got 4 of her paintings that are going up for auction tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Dr. Crystal needs help getting her alternator fixed. So I was going to help her raise some money. So back to the screenshot that I want to share, but we can show a couple of them. So remember how James Earl Jones was the voice in Lion King? She did a painting where it's like half and half. Half Earl James Jones and then
That's cool.
so that's going up for auction tonight. And then there's a couple other tropical ones that are fun. So back to my cancer. And then so the whole point of buying property in Florida was so that we could spend 6 months in Florida during the winter seasons, which would have been like end of October, November, December. For it would be 6 months in Florida, 6 months back in Ohio, where our summers are amazing. It's just great weather. And then we ended up acquiring the schoolhouse, which was, we were blindsided by that blessing. And we brought on D, but it's too much work for just one person. And so I decided to stay down here. So instead of going back and forth 6 and 6, because of the schoolhouse, I decided to stay here last season. And then I'm doing it again this season.
And no, it's not for anybody out there. It's like, is that easy? No, it's not easy. And it's a lot of plane flights back and forth and driving, but it is what it is at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there was one particular screenshot that was posted on a public platform, and it's public record, that I thought was very interesting. So I'll show it to you. It's a police report. It's a police report when Lynette lived in Northport. Again, this is public record. I redacted as much as I could. But it specifically states she went by a different last name, where it says, I spoke with the homeowner, Lynette M. Corrados. It gives her date of birth and her phone number, but I redacted her phone number. It says, who advised she is the owner of the house and purchased it December of 2016 and does not know the subject in question. Lynette, which by the way, why isn't it say Michelle? Remember when she told McIntyre that she goes by Michelle? She's never gone by Lynette. My name is Michelle, and I've never gone by Lynette. It says Lynette advised the residents. Lynette advised that the residence used to be a rug house when she purchased the home. Interesting, isn't that? Isn't that interesting?
Sounds like Otter Creek.
So then it goes on.
Considering she was viewing What the Hales and seeing the rug deals going on and the rug addicts, and then she comes right in the middle of it again.
Huh. So then it goes on to say how some woman named Harmony and her 4-month-old son, and I redacted the son's name and date of birth, and that CCSO has a BOLO for a missing endangered juvenile. That's Charlotte. That name is redacted. It's a female that's 5'6", and her weight, has brown hair, blue eyes. Female is known to frequent rug areas and is, I think it says possessed at the above address. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was interesting that her home in Northport, that her beautifully remodeled home with granite top counters, used to be a rug home. When she bought, and she knew that when she bought it.
Not much has changed in her. I wonder if she invited this lady to come work at Turd Purgatory for free, for housing in a shed filled with lice and fleas.
Yeah. Kind of like how she knew she bought the property across the street from the 70 acres, and it used to be a dump for decades. I mean, she did call Libby Citizen and had an article written up about it, and she explains it all in the article, which is public record.
Explains that What the Hales, she moved to be next to What the Hales. Yeah.
And somehow conveniently added What the Hales in the newspaper article when that article was supposed to be about her turtle rescue or whatever it is that's not open to the public is relocating to Levy County.
Let me touch base on Ohio court for a little bit, and we're going to get to FBI. And here's what I want to share in Ohio court. Okay. First of all, a new court filing has been filed, and I realize there are going to be those that go, Jeremy's a liar. And listen, you're not going to find it on the docket. This has to do with.
Can I pause? Can I interrupt you for a second? Because they said the same thing about you the last time you said that it's been filed, and then they were found guilty twice.
Yeah.
Multiple times, twice.
Let's be extremely clear. Every, not some, not 99.9%, every single violation that we have called Levy County Sheriff on and that has been brought to Ohio court, they have been found guilty on 100%, not a portion, all. So I can share with you very confidently, as our legal team is extremely confident, that we are bringing not a handful, not 5, not 10, not 20, not 20. We are bringing hundreds of contempt of court charges. Hundreds. Third party. Every single time FLISA shared video, shared pictures of my vehicle, George's vehicle. That's one violation per time. Every time these freaks have posted revenge prong and then rebroadcasted it and then have made fun of it. You've got Boneless in there thinking that he's such a great Christian man as he's attacking me, saying I'm not a Christian, laughing about it. Somehow this is humorous. Every single violation they have been found guilty of. And this isn't bringing a handful of violations. You know, Crook flicking me off behind his back. You know, Crook yelling out OCC, Orange County Choppers. Hide the child. Orange County Choppers are here. Hide the child. Orange County Choppers.
And taking the time to handwrite the sign with the letters OCC on it, pointing at the road before they got their little privacy fence. The one that he complains about.
Massive contempt charges coming. Massive, on a scale that our legal team has never even seen before. Now, one of the questions that I posed our legal team while we met with our legal team when George was here in Ohio, one of the reasons why she was here in Ohio, is have you ever seen this judge place anybody in jail before for violation and contempt of the civil protection orders? And the answer I got was one time. And I said, okay, talk to me. What about what's in the comparison versus that and this? And this is, he said, you see this file? I said, yeah. He goes, that's the other case. He goes, you see this file? I said, yeah. He goes, and by the way, our file was this thick. He goes, that's your case. So while George and I respectfully disagree on this point, in the aspect are Linet and Crook going to jail for this current and for what everybody in this what the Hale ecosystem has done. George is, I think George is trying to not get her, is trying to go, listen, nobody's done anything yet. They're not going to jail. Whereas our legal team feels confident that they absolutely are. They've never seen so many contempt charges ever before. They've never seen such disgusting, such gross things being done online. The complete and total defamation. I mean, everything from placing me in a KKK, we'll just say a Klan helmet or a hat and a hood, to the aspect of revenge prong. All of it is all connected to Linet and Crook, and all of it is third-party communication and contact. All of it under the law. false. So everything, when Felicia goes live tonight claiming she did nothing wrong, that is more for the case, which, by the way, I'm not talking about Ohio case just on Crook and Lynette. There's way more coming. There are additional civil protection orders coming. There are additional charges coming. There are criminal charges. These people are not only messing around in civil matters, they are messing in criminal matters. And so our legal team is confident that there will be jail sentences for both of them this time. Now, that is hinging on a multiple different things. Number one, they haven't paid any of our legal fees yet that they were already ordered to do. Number two, they have a massive hundreds. We're not talking multiple, few, hundreds of contempt of court charges. The third party community, there's over 100 just in every single time the cameras were shown of my vehicle or George's vehicle. There's 100 right there. And it is absolutely 100% under the law contempt of court charges. It is 100% guilt. And as you've already seen, everything we've brought to this court, they have been found guilty of. I believe you're going to see unprecedented things happen here soon, very soon. Now, as those who look up at the docket and go, we don't say anything on the docket. No kidding. They don't put those things on the docket to protect the innocent parties, myself and George.
Yeah.
And so there are massive, massive charges coming, and which I firmly believe should, and I firmly believe could, and I firmly believe would constitute jail time for both of them. Now, our legal team feels the same as I do. And as a matter of fact, what I'm doing is echoing what I believe is the direction we're headed. George doesn't exactly agree with me because I don't think she wants to get, we're just in this stressful life situation that nobody should have to go through. And at this point, we know there will be an end to it. And everything that we have done to this point, telling people to stop, cease and desist, going to court, going to more court, has only escalated everything. And we firmly believe the only thing that is going to stop it is jail time. And even then, they may continue to escalate, which is then going to be more jail time.
Well,
and so
there is one particular disbarred lawyer that did jail time and still doesn't know when to stop.
Well, I feel firmly that this individual is going to do more jail time, which I'll get to that in regards to FBI being involved as well in a moment. So what I feel comfortable sharing right now, we do not share all of our cards.
Wait, let's back up. There's another individual that did jail time in the county prison or jail and still won't stop.
So what we are demanding in Ohio court that every defendant is forced by the courts to show in person. Now, demanding it is one thing. The judge actually making it happen is another thing. Now, we feel comfortable that this could happen, that the judge at this point has had enough, especially once the judge sees what's coming. There is a recording. There is a recording of Lynette calling and talking to another individual, talking about hiring a hitman to kill me. You understand? This is evident. This is huge. This is huge. Not only that, she wants me put down like a dead dog. We could go on and on and on. I mean, there's just so much. Again, the file is so thick, and that's not even taking into account the massive scale of third-party contact from individuals who can't even spell. It's not hodunk, first of all. It's not convice, second of all. It's not perjury, third of all. And we could keep going on and on. So we are demanding that everybody is forced by the courts to show in person, and if not, a bench warrant is issued for their arrest. And we are also demanding immediate arrest when found guilty in the court. We're demanding it. Doesn't mean we're going to receive it. There's two different things, demanding it from the court and receiving it. We don't get to make those decisions, but we are hoping that this starts to put an end to things, which ties into the FBI being heavily involved right now. And so while we have not discussed this at any length, and there will not be much discussed this evening, what I will share is that the FBI is very much in tune with what is going on with everyone. And there is full investigations with multiple sheriff offices investigating not only state crimes, but federal crimes. And to the point where FBI agents have been, even as of today, have been on location receiving evidence. So those individuals, such as somebody called Leslie, who wants to put in frivolous lawsuits, just as she admits on video on a yet another YouTube channel, which again, we're never ever going to promote these people, but the aspect that they are going to be sued for all of this, to try and intimidate when we never even said a name, to want fame, to want fortune off of what's going on in our life, and yet to constantly break the law. I mean, we could go to the minimal, the bottom, breaking civil protection orders, third-party contact for other individuals. Now we have complete and total defamation. I mean, it just goes on. And we have revenge prong. Broadcasted, rebroadcasted, shared. I don't care if you're in Wisconsin. I don't care if you're in Florida. You're all going to be held liable. Every single one of you. And I will openly share the FBI is very active in this case right now, working with multiple sheriff offices, county sheriff offices. As we've shared some of this in the past, and then people have said, Jeremy's a liar because Levy County didn't share any documents with us. FOI request. Yeah, you're not going to get anything with this active case. Anybody who's an actual journalist knows that. I'm not even a journalist, and I know that.
A basic Google search will explain you will not get anything when there's an active investigation going. But I want to point out some things we're going to launch in our Buy It Now since we're running out of time. Okay. But you can get your own Deuces Wild. Deuces Wild right there. And then it says the final flush.
If I'm in Connecticut and I've been openly breaking the law as well, I could be wildly held accountable.
Yeah. And then with the purchase of that, this is available in our Buy It Now and our Whatnot Now. You get this little roll of toilet paper.
Yes, please.
You also get some other fun stuff. So that's available in our Buy It Now. And then wait till you see this one. You see this right here?
Oh my goodness, it's a flea.
It's a flea plush, and it comes with...
Wait. Before you tell me what it comes with, can you put the flea back up, please? Hey, flea, I want you to know, no matter what you delete, whether it's 6 seconds or whether it's 6 hours, I have it all, and so does the FBI. All of it. Every aspect of it, flea. All right, go ahead.
Comes with your own eviction notice. That's available in our Buy It Now. Just try not to get any PTS fleas.
I don't want any PST fleas. I don't want PTS fleas.
But we are giving away $100 tonight, Amazon gift card to one of our buyers, and we do surprise giveaways throughout the auction as well. But we're gonna have some awesome stuff. Behind me is just a sample of some of the things that we're gonna do. I did pin the link in our personal invite link to Whatnot if you haven't downloaded the app yet. And you're interested in bidding on some of the stuff that we find in storage units, tonight's the night. Plus, Dr. Crystal's painting.
Dr. Crystal's painting. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be crazy.
It's plural. There's 4 of them.
And as why George is talking about this, I will share that even as of yesterday, George has been in communication with the FBI as well. And I don't want you to give any details. But this is happening. And so when people are asked what's going to happen at the end of this, 1 of 2 things are going to happen. This is going to come to a swift end very quickly, and the FBI is going to act, or it's going to be long and drawn out in the court system, and then the FBI is going to act as well. But the FBI is heavily involved, and I share that because their involvement is extremely heavy this week, more than ever before. And everybody's always said, why don't you get the FBI involved? And we haven't really talked about it. Well, I want to assure everybody, you can stop saying get them involved. They've been involved, and they're very heavily involved right now.
All right, I gotta head out. I'll see you guys on Whatnot.
Wait, hold a second. You gotta end the live, and then I'm gonna join you over on Whatnot for the auction.
Yep. All right, guys. See you on Whatnot.
Stay weird and join us on Whatnot.